Hey everyone, welcome back. You are tuning into another deep dive on The Explainer. Today, we're looking at something that any of you who have ever been tasked with organizing a gathering, whether we're talking about a massive school carnival, a big corporate retreat, or a vibrant city festival, are going to find incredibly useful. We are analyzing a fascinating piece of source material from A Perfect Party Rental, titled 10 Reasons a Perfect Party Rental Has the Best Mobile Rock Climbing Wall. Our goal today? To pull apart this article, extract the core principles of event success, and show you exactly how to make your next gathering absolutely unforgettable. So let me ask you something. What actually makes an event truly unforgettable? Think back to the absolute best party, festival, or corporate gathering you've ever attended. Was it the food? Was it the music? Or was it that one massive, undeniable attraction that just drew everyone together, got people cheering, and ended up in literally every single photo posted online that day? As an event planner, capturing that kind of magic is the ultimate goal. But as we all know, it is notoriously hard to pull off. And really, that leads us to the core problem highlighted in our source material. Finding one single attraction that pleases all ages, effectively manages long lines, and actually wows the crowd is incredibly difficult. Usually, you end up having to rent 3 different things, right? Something safe for the kids, something cool enough for the teens, and maybe a game for the adults. It scatters the crowd, multiplies your budget, and frankly, multiplies your headaches as an organizer. Okay, so let's dive into this explainer. We're going to take the 10 reasons laid out in the source article and streamline them into 5 core pillars of event success. 1, the event planning challenge. 2, the ultimate event centerpiece. 3, fun for every guest. 4, safety first, always. And 5, the complete rental package. Starting off with Section 1, the event planning challenge, and specifically, pleasing the crowd. Look, if you're organizing a school field day or an HOA block party, your audience is wildly diverse. You've got younger kids, energetic teenagers, and adults who might want to join in too. The psychological challenge here is keeping all of these guests engaged without having to bring in a dozen separate rentals. And even if you do find an attraction people kind of like, there's the whole issue of event flow. If guests try something once and just walk away, your event loses energy fast. You really need an anchor, something that provides sustained, ongoing engagement. Which brings us right to Section 2, the ultimate event centerpiece, or, as I like to call it, the wow factor. And just look at the contrast here. This brilliantly illustrates the solution. While the standard portable rock wall across Arizona usually tops out at around 25 feet, A Perfect Party Rental's offering towers at 32 feet. And in the world of event planning, height directly equals visibility. To put that number, 32 feet, into perspective, that is massive. Being one of the tallest portable walls in the entire state changes the dynamic completely. It's no longer just an activity, it's a literal beacon. Guests can spot it from across a park or a huge parking lot. It naturally creates this massive visual impact that draws people in like a magnet, creating spontaneous photo ops and an undeniable high-energy atmosphere as people just gather around to watch and cheer. Moving on to Section 3, fun for every guest, and managing the actual experience. So how do we actually handle the logistics once that massive wall has drawn a crowd? Well, if you've ever stood in a stagnant line, you know a slow flow absolutely kills the mood. A standard single climber attraction basically guarantees long wait times and low participation. But by accommodating up to 4 climbers simultaneously, throughput is literally quadrupled. Wait times plummet, the flow improves, and participation skyrockets. You keep the line moving, and that keeps the energy of the entire event high. But, it's not just about rushing people up the wall and moving them along. The wall actually features multiple climbing routes with varying difficulty levels. This is a game changer because a younger, first-time climber can find a route they can totally conquer, while a competitive adult or teenager can tackle a much harder path. And because of this variety, it heavily encourages repeat participation. Guests don't just climb once and dip. They come back to try a harder route, or they line up to race their friends to the top. It becomes this continuous hub of activity for hours on end. All right, Section 4, safety first, always, and secure operations. The absolutely crucial point here is understanding the technology that keeps everyone safe. The source specifically mentions the use of modern auto belay systems. So, instead of relying on someone manually pulling a rope at the bottom, these mechanisms automatically take up the slack as a person climbs, and they provide a super smooth, controlled, and secure descent the second they let go. It's a professional-grade safety mechanism designed specifically to protect climbers of all ages and sizes. And to back up that incredible tech, the rental includes professional staff. You aren't just handed a 32-foot wall and wished good luck. The company's staff handles the entire setup. They assist every single climber with their harness, they monitor those auto belay systems, and they keep the whole attraction running smoothly. Plus, the article notes that the equipment is fully insured and regularly maintained. Honestly, that provides immense peace of mind for event organizers, schools, and city planners. Which builds directly into our fifth and final pillar, the complete rental package, focusing purely on organizer logistics. I know what you're thinking. When event planners hear 32-foot professionally staffed rock wall, the immediate next thought is the budget. Well, the source gives us a very clear benchmark here. Pricing for a standard 3 to 4 hour rental of this massive attraction starts right around $1,250. When you step back and consider the sheer volume of guests it entertains all at once, the built-in professional staff, and the crazy visual impact it provides, it becomes a highly efficient investment for a primary event centerpiece. But of course, coordinating a huge event usually requires a lot more than just one attraction. The article highlights that A Perfect Party Rental really functions as a complete one-stop shop. They carry an extensive additional inventory. We're talking bounce houses, water slides, dunk tanks, foam parties, trackless trains, all the way down to the basic tables, chairs, and tents. As an organizer, being able to source your giant centerpiece and all your foundational party supplies from a single vendor with nearly 20 years of experience, that simplifies the planning process immensely. And logistically, they cover a massive footprint. They deliver this entire setup all throughout Phoenix and the East Valley. So whether your corporate event is up in Scottsdale, your school carnival is down in Mesa, or your HOA block party is in Gilbert or Tempe, this level of professional entertainment is readily accessible to you. To wrap up our explainer today, I really want to leave you with this defining quote straight from the source material. A mobile rock climbing wall is an attraction that creates excitement, keeps guests engaged, and instantly elevates your event. It completely solves that crowd-pleasing dilemma, particularly eliminates the headache of long lines with its 4-climber capacity, and gives you a towering visual centerpiece that guests will genuinely remember. So as you look ahead to your calendar, ask yourself, are you going to settle for the same scattered, chaotic attractions as last year? Or is it time to bring in a 32-foot centerpiece that completely transforms the entire experience? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.